Hi my dear students, welcome to my biology class. We have learned about the characteristic features of non-chordates in the previous sessions. Today we are going to learn about the characteristic features of the phylum Chordata and its classification. Now let's study the common features as well as the specific features of this phylum Chordata. First of all, common features. These animals exhibit bilateral symmetry. Bilateral symmetry means the body can be divided into two identical halves, the right and left halves. What is bilateral symmetry? When the body divides into two identical halves when it is cut through the vertical plane. Then they are triploblastic animals. Triploblastic condition means the presence of three germ layers such as ectoderm, endoderm, and mesoderm are present during the embryonic stage. So these animals are triploblastic. Next, they are coelomates. They are also known as eucoelomates or true coelomates as they possess a true body cavity. A coelom or a body cavity is a cavity which lies between the body wall and the gut wall. They exhibit organ system level of body organization. As they are complex animals, they have well developed organ system for performing life activities or life processes. They have segmentation. The body has segmentation. The body has head and trunk. They have some specific features. Those are the presence of notochord. Notochord is the highlight of this particular phylum. As they possess a rod-like structure notochord, this phylum got the name Chordata. Got it? Notochord is a rod-like structure which lies just below the dorsal hollow nerve cord. So here you look at the diagrammatic representation of the characteristic features of the Chordata. So here you can see the red colored the part is nerve cord, that represents nerve cord. The green part represents a notochord. Here you can see the pharyngeal gill slits, post-anal tail. The notochord is a rod-like structure which lies just below the nerve cord. The notochord gives structural support to the body. As it is attached to the muscle, it helps in movements. Next, nerve cord. Nerve cord is dorsal hollow nerve cord as it is placed on the dorsal side of the body. It represents the nervous system. The nerve cord represents the nervous system. Okay, it is single also. Got it? The next, pharyngeal gill slits. They have pharyngeal gill slits that are responsible for respiratory functions. The next one, post-anal tail. The presence of post-anal tail is the main feature of the phylum Chordata. Next, ventral heart. They have heart. The heart is located on ventral side of the body. These are the common features as well as the specific features of the phylum Chordata. Now let's study the differences between chordates and non-chordates. Chordates, that's the only phylum that possess a notochord. Non-chordates are the phylum Porifera to the phylum Hemichordata. They do not have a notochord, so they are non-chordates. So the first difference, notochord is present in chordates, notochord is absent in non-chordates. The second difference, central nervous system is dorsal, hollow and single in the case of chordates. The central nervous system represents a dorsal hollow nerve cord. The nerve cord is located, the major nerve cord is located on the dorsal side of the body. That is single also. That's why it is given as dorsal hollow single nerve cord. But in the case of non-chordates, central nervous system is ventral. That means the major nerves are located on ventral side of the body and they are solid in nature and also double. So double ventral solid nerve cord is present in non-chordates. The third difference, pharynx perforated by gill slits. So here the gill slits are responsible for respiration. So it will be differentiated and form as different respiratory organs in different kinds of vertebrates or chordates. Here the gill slits are absent. They use some other body parts for this purpose, for respiration. The next one, heart is ventral in chordates. The heart is located on ventral side of the body, while in non-chordate it is dorsally located if the heart is present. Most of them do not have a peculiar heart or a particular heart in their body, but if it is present, it is located on dorsal side of the body. And a post-anal part or tail is present in chordates. All chordates possess a post-anal part or a tail that is used for locomotion or redirects the movement of the animal. But such a post-anal tail is absent in non-chordates. So these are the major differences between chordates and non-chordates. Next, let's study the classification of the phylum Chordata. The phylum Chordata is divided into three subphyla. Phylum Chordata. The three subphyla are, first one, Urochordata, second one, Cephalochordata, and third one, Vertebrata. Depending upon the nature of the notochord and its presence during their life cycle, the phylum Chordata has three subphyla. Those are Urochordata, Cephalochordata and Vertebrata. The Urochordata and Cephalochordata together termed as protochordates. Then let's study the characteristic features of each subphylum. First of all, the subphylum Urochordata. In Urochordata, the notochord is present only during the larval tail. It is not present or not existed throughout the life. That's why this subphylum got the name Urochordata. These are exclusively marine animals. So the most important features of Urochordates, first one, they are exclusively marine, and the notochord is present in the larval tail. Examples are Ascidia, Salpa and Doliolum. Okay, these are examples of the subphylum Urochordata. The next one, Cephalochordata. In Cephalochordata, the notochord is present from head to tail, that is persisted throughout the life cycle. Okay, the main point, the notochord is present throughout their life. From where to where? Head to tail. Okay, these are also marine animals. Example, Branchiostoma. Or Amphioxus or lancelet. Okay, these are the differences between the Urochordata and Cephalochordata. As they possess notochord at any time of their life cycle, they come under the phylum Chordata. Got it? The subphylum Vertebrata possess notochord during the embryonic stage, but later the notochord is replaced by cartilaginous or bony vertebral column. That's why this subphylum got the name Vertebrata. Got it? So, the notochord is present during the embryonic stage. Later it will be replaced by vertebral column. During the adult stage, as they possess a notochord during its life cycle, it comes under the phylum Chordata. As it possesses vertebral column during its life cycle, it is also known as Vertebrata. So we can say all vertebrates are chordates, but all chordates are not vertebrates. Why? Here the Urochordata and Cephalochordates are chordates. They have notochord during their life cycle, but they have no vertebral column. Here we can say these Cephalochordata and Urochordates are chordates. But here the Vertebrata possess notochord and vertebral column. Notochord during the embryonic stage and vertebral column during the adult stage. So all vertebrates are chordates as they possess a notochord during the embryonic stage. But all chordates are not vertebrates. Here the Urochordata and Cephalochordata have no vertebral column. Did you get the meaning? What are the basic characteristic features of the members of the subphylum Vertebrata? They all have bilateral symmetrical body, triploblastic body, and segmentation in the body, and they are coelomate. And also they have notochord, then nerve cord, pharyngeal gill slits, postanal tail, and ventral heart. As they are complex animals, they have well developed organ system, heart for pumping blood to different parts of the body, kidneys for osmoregulation and excretion, lungs or gills are used for respiration. They have a well developed and complete digestive system with the mouth and anus. They have specific structures in their body for locomotion like limbs and fins. These are the common as well as the specific features of the subphylum Vertebrata. We will learn about the classification of the subphylum Vertebrata and their features and more details in the upcoming sessions. So with this, I conclude my session. Thank you and have nice moments.